Oh, hi. Okay, so today I'm not doing a tutorial, but I am going to talk a little bit about D23. I did go there, me and Nick went for the 14, 15, and 16, I think it was. So we are from Canada, so we had to fly on the big old silver bird to get down there. And it wasn't too bad. I mean, we go down to Disney all the time, like maybe once a year. So it's totally cool to go down there because we always enjoy Disneyland. So for a new change, trying D23, I did buy my tickets last year in August, and I am a silver member, so I think it's like $40 or something like that to become a silver member, and it's totally worth it if you're planning to go to D23 and you're not wanting to pay the extravagant sorcerer's prices. But one thing that I do want to talk about is because when I went to go look for like information or material or something on the con, and I couldn't find anything. And so after my experience of going down there, I kind of was like, I should enlighten all of you, because now you'll learn, I guess, from my mistakes. The tickets I think were $150 or $140 or something, and I got the early bird pricing. I think they're, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks more if you don't get the early bird. And like I said, the silver membership lasts a year, so I did buy it the previous year for something totally different. But I think that was like $30 or $40 a year, and the gold's like $80 a year or something like that. So when we got there, our tickets actually weren't mailed to us because we are from Canada and they don't mail over the borderline. So we had to go up to the front desk and ask the people. So we flew in on Thursday, went up on Thursday and asked them, oh, we don't have our tickets, will you let us in? And they were like, oh yeah, here you go. So we're like, oh, that was easy. So we got our tickets and our passes. Oh, I should show you them. When we went in, they were like, now once you get your piece of paper, go and grab your little plastic thingy. And we're like, okay. So we went over to the plastic thing, and they had like thousands upon thousands, like a sea of these plastic things. And the guy there was like, you can't take that. We need those for tomorrow. And I'm like, well, we're coming tomorrow. But anyway, we ended up taking one anyway. I actually took a handful and then handed them out because I'm a rebel without a cause. But anyway, so that's what they look like. So you wore this the whole weekend, and then this is what they would scan to let you into things or to get your stage passes. On Friday when we went, I did cosplay. I went as a Sith version of Elsa, which a lot of people didn't get, but some people did. So it was kind of cool. It was really fun to play that whole like celebrity dress up thing. Like a lot of people wanted to take my picture and take pictures with me. And like I'd done cons before, but it was really fun because the mass amount of people that go to this, everyone's like, ah! So anyway, we got there around 6:37 in the morning. The doors didn't open till 9, and we waited in the lineup, which was already an effing block around the convention center by the time we got there. And we were in the gold and silver lineup. Now that's like the people that pay to get gold and silver. The general admission lineup was like, oh, way the hell back there. So we waited in the gold and silver. Got in, I don't know, the lineup started moving at 8 or 9, like when the doors opened, but we didn't actually get into the building for like another hour. Once we got in, we went straight into the expo floor. They did give us these Disney 23, they're quite thick, and it was basically just information booth about, or information thing about what was going on at the expo. We didn't even use this. It's bloody heavy and you have to carry it around. But you could pick up one of these as well, which are the event schedule. This was handy. I used it the whole time I was there. They also had an app, which was really cool, which was basically like this, but on electronic formation. This gave you the schedule for each day and then what, you know, was going on at what place and what hall and whatnot. So you picked up one of these as well. And then in the back of these books, they had these trading cards. We didn't really do the trading cards, but we saw like a bunch of kids doing them. We'd be like, oh, which ones do you need? So we could give ours away because I wasn't into it. But they got these trading cards. They gave these two as well. And a lot of people were collecting these. There's like tons of them, like a whole stack of, well, we're like, meh, we don't really care. But anyway, so we went on the expo floor. We looked around and did a couple things in the morning. We walked into almost everything because it wasn't really that busy. And I was thinking, oh, thank God. Like, I heard a lot of people were coming to these things. It's not busy at all. So that was a win-win. So we got into things right away. We walked up to the stage pass thing and walked right through the lineup. What the stage pass is, it's a whole different, like, section that you go, like, zigzag, roped off areas, like a line, to get a pass. And what the pass is if you want to go see a show or something that offers a stage pass, you basically just go up, show them your ticket, they scan it, and they print out one of these, and then you're guaranteed a seat in the auditorium. Now, this doesn't mean you're guaranteed at the front, it just means that you're guaranteed to actually be in it. We got a couple of these. The first day we're like, sweet, this is so easy. We went and got our stage pass, we diddled around some more, then went to our show. And we didn't really have to get there early at all because we were like, there's no one here. We went to go see the making of, what's it called, Inside Out, and Phyllis, what's her name, you know, Sadness, she was there.
First session I was telling the guys I was just so nervous because it was my first time. I was a newbie, and I saw this pencil lying on the stand, and I thought, what am I supposed to do with that? I lost all, consciousness about the script, and I was so concerned about the pencil. And I found out, though, because as you would change the script, we would need to, usually the script has numbers on the side, and they'd say, okay, let's skip number 736 and go to, that's what the pencil was for.
Well, and then too, we rewrite stuff on the fly, exactly. So you listen.
And she was hilarious. I couldn't get enough of her. She was so funny. But anyway, Saturday comes around, and I knew that on Saturday that I wanted to try to get into one of the stores because I really, really, really wanted these limited edition Once Upon a Time dolls. Now, I'm not a huge doll collector, but I do like a couple things that you see there, or like I have like all my like limited edition ones up there, or my Frozen stuff up there. But I do like to collect what I like, kind of thing. And I heard that there was only going to be 300 of them, and I knew that I probably wasn't going to get one, but I thought I would try anyway. Maybe I could come up with something else. If you get there earlier, Hall E is the D23 Hall. Yeah, I think it's Hall E. But when you first walk in the doors, it's actually the furthest hall to the left. And you can get in, line up from the outside of the door, or you can get in from the inside after 10 o'clock. That's when they open it up. So I walked down there with him, and around 12:30 a.m. there was already maybe like, I don't know, 400 people in there. So it was pretty busy already. This auditorium that he went into sits around 8,000. So it's pretty big, but it fills up really fast because it's all like the new things coming out and people really want to see them. So I went off, did my thing, waited in my line. Obviously, I started chatting with some people around me, and this woman, I overheard her saying that the only way you can get these Once Upon a Time dolls is if you're a sorcerer. And I'm like, well, shit, I've been waiting like 10 hours now, and I'm just hearing this now. Like, I didn't know this. They didn't tell us this. They are trickers. The sly dogs, they told us, we would ask them something, and they would tell us and lie to us to make us think that we had a chance of getting into something or getting something. And this was the thing that irritated me most, because I waited in line for like 13 effing hours to get these goddamn dolls, and when I got like 80 people from the front, they were like, oh yeah, we're sold out. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, when I've been waiting so long, and you couldn't have told me after the first 100 people went through and took them, or first 300 people went through. No, they waited till you got to the very front, so then you still bought something. And I did still buy something because I was like, what else am I gonna do? I've been waiting all day. I gotta have some investment to come back with. So everything was like sold out by then. But the thing is, I'm thinking in my head, why don't you tell these people, these poor saps that are behind me? Like, I've been here since 12:30 a.m. Some people got there at like 6 a.m. and they're still waiting in this like hour or mile long lineup, and they're not gonna get anything. like, to save the congestion, why don't they tell them to just, like, you know, disperse? Like, you can't get in here, go away, right? I waited in line. Me and Nick were already split up, and so I went to get in the stage pass line because I knew that Once Upon a Time was doing a panel, and I figured if I didn't get one thing that I wanted, at least I wanted to do the panel. So I went into the lineup to get the panel, and that was around 12 o'clock or 12:30, like, p.m. And when I got into the line, I probably waited, I don't know, say maybe 2.5 hours. And the only fun thing that came out of that lineup was the fact that there was someone else dressed as Regina, like the evil queen, and I was dressed as Emma Swan. And so people were like, because it zigzags, right? People would walk by me and be like, oh my God, there's a really good Regina down there. You have to go see her. And then, like, I would see that, and then this girl that was dressed as Regina would get the same thing from them, from me, being like, oh, there's a girl dressed as Emma Swan, you have to find her. So I was kind of stressing because Nick hadn't got to me yet, and if I didn't have, you have to have both passes in hand to swipe to get your stage pass. So he finally came up, and I was like, oh, thank God. So he gave me a stage pass, I swiped them, got our stage passes, so we were guaranteed inside the panel. So we get there, and the lineup, so what they had done is they had mixed the people who had stage passes in with the people who were in the standby line. So the lineup was like 3 waiting rooms, and these rooms probably fit 500 people per room. Like, it's a big room. They probably had 3 waiting rooms full, plus 3 additional outside panels of around 200 people, or zigzag things are around 200 people full. And we're like, what the hell is going on? They finally started filtering us into the building. I mean, we didn't have terrible seats, but they weren't the best seats. Like, you couldn't really see their faces, but you could see, like, them. But they had big TV screens and stuff. It was a little bit disappointing, too, because the guy that was interviewing them, like, we had seen a couple panels already, and people did a great job because it was funny and witty and entertaining. Even like the little panels where the people were just workers or whatever. But this one, the guy was just like asking the same questions, and the writers would be like, we can't tell you, we can't tell you, sorry, we can't tell you, maybe, maybe, like.
We'll see you pretty quickly. All right?
Okay, fuck, get over it and ask him a different question. Like, it got to the point that it was like, stop. Sunday, the only thing that I really wanted to do was the Frozen Fandonomium. Now, I'm a huge Frozen fan, so I was like, I just want to see this. I don't care about anything else. Sad thing was, there wasn't a whole lot of shopping. Like little booths and stuff. You think that there would be, but it was more just pins, and if you're into collecting pins, I guess it's for you. The Sunday was very slow, so there wasn't a lot of things going on. Don't knock that over. So anyway, we got in line, we waited, froze our ass off, and then finally got it into the auditorium. So what they had done is they had put people in, like, where we were, you think like being second in line, or like 100 people in, we would be like within the first couple rows or something like that, or after the sorcerer package people. But we got placed in the back, like, middle section. And I'm like, what the hell? Why are we way back here? You could barely see the stage from where we were sitting. And I'm like, we have been waiting for so long, and there's not a lot of people here. Why can't we sit up closer? And so I asked the girl about, like, I was nice about it, and I said, like, oh, like, I was just wondering. And she's like, no, you have to sit here. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure, okay. So we sat there, and we were talking to the people next to us, and they had been there like an hour before us, and they were in the same spot that we were in. And we're like, what the heck? So there definitely wasn't enough to fill up the auditorium. So we all get in, sit down, then all of a sudden we're waiting a little bit, and they start bringing more people in that had just kind of tittled in off the road or tittled in off the street and started sitting them in the front. And I was like, what are they doing? And so I actually was like, I'm not sitting here. If this is the case, we've been waiting for 3 hours. These people just got here and they're sitting in front of us. No. So we ended up getting up, same with the people next to us, and getting into that line. And they're like, you have to stay in your seat. And I'm like, screw you. And then we ended up I didn't really say that, but I was thinking in my head. And so we ended up going and sitting, like, I don't know, 10th row or 12th row or 20th row from the front. Like, it was really close, like enough that you could really see the people. So we sat really close to the front. which I was happy, but we kind of broke the rules a little bit because I understand mayhem can happen if everybody does that. It was hosted by Anderson-Lopez and Bobby Lopez, which are the songwriters of Frozen. And then Jennifer Lee was there, Chris Buck, John Lasseter ended up coming, Kristen Bell, who voices Anna, was there, Josh Gad, Josh Gad was there, that's his name, right? Sorry if I say that wrong, yeah, Josh Gad. And so he was there. Their daughters that played the two younger versions of Anna were there. So I don't know their names, but they're really good. They're so sweet. And then her the Lopez's youngest daughter was there, and we got to hear some like never before heard songs that were for the show. Actually, songs that weren't on the deluxe disc as well. And then Kristen Bell sung More Than Just a Spare, which has never been done before, and it was awesome because it's like one of my favorite songs. So it was really cool because there was a lot of singing. And also, the Lopezes are hilarious. Like, they're so funny. They're actually kind of racy a little bit too, like with like the content of their words. They're like, they kept saying like, oh, it's after hours, oh, it's after hours, the kids are gone home, where some of the stuff was pretty funny. So it was well worth seeing. I was really glad that we got that in the end. And it shot little snowflake confetti, and I took some home. Maybe I'll put it in a scrapbook. So I feel like we had a good trip, but the experience at D23 was definitely one that I would rethink. I don't know if I would do it again the way that we had done it, just because I understand before I start getting people being like, oh, blah, she doesn't know anything. I understand that like Comic-Cons or expos are really busy, and I understand that it is all about the lineups and the waiting and the whatever, so I get that, but I'm not the type of person that likes that kind of thing. I have been to like the Vancouver expos before, and I'm telling you, big celebrities come to that and the lineups are like 3 people. So these are the ones you gotta come to. So in that case, if I had the choice, I would buy the Sorcerer's package. You know, when we were there, we were thinking like, who the hell buys these? They're so expensive. So what the Sorcerer's package is $2,000. And with that, you get front of the line access for everything. You get an hour early in the stores, so you would have been able to do all the stores. Like, there was like 3 different Disney stores where like I only got to do the one and had to wait my whole life. Basically like aged 30 years waiting in that line. And you can show up 10 minutes before something and you still have front row seats because they block off a Sorcerer section. You get a VIP lounge that apparently has snacks in it, but the snacks aren't really that great. I heard it's like if you want to eat endless amounts of pretzels, then it's good for you. But knowing me, I fucking stuffed them in my, my purse, put them in my shirt, my pants, and like take them with me and be like, woohoo, gotta make your money. So, and then also apparently there's like a masseuse in there, and they offer you like drinks and water and whatever the case is. But I feel like if I were to do it again, I wouldn't do it without a Sorcerer's package. I would save up for the Sorcerer's package. Would I go to the expo again for that? I think so, because there was so many wonderful panels and I missed all of them. I got to see maybe 1 or 2. And so if you're really into Disney and you really love like that behind the scenes stuff, which I do, there's no other way to do it. You have to get the Sorcerers. If you decide to, oh yeah, it's a little bit too much, the gold and silver, don't go general admission. Absolutely not. It's not that much cheaper. It's the same price as silver and gold, except for silver and gold you have to buy the membership, which is like $50 or $40 or something. It's not that expensive, but you save, they like almost have like a tiering system. So if you're Sorcerer, you get to stand on the bottom floor. If you're gold and silver, you get to stand on the 2nd floor. If you're general admission, you get to stand outside. Like, that's what I mean. So buy gold and silver is definitely worth it. If you're not willing to spend the Sorcerers, at least take a tier up, because the lineups and stuff like that are insane, and gold and silver get in before the general admission and after Sorcerers. So other than that, that's like my whole rant on the D23 process and D23 that we went to. I mean, it was neat. I think I went into it with too much like excitement and really high expectations because Disney's amazing and everything Disney has to offer is amazing, but I was really let down. I was really let down because I felt like I said, there was just too much going on and too many people, and they should have cut off the amount of people that they sold tickets to because they were selling them at the door the day of, and there was something like 50,000 people there, and for that, it's shoulder to shoulder. Like Saturday was really like you're trying to shuffle through something because there was just way too many people and you didn't get to see anything or do anything, and it just kind of sucked in that case. But like I said, I understand a lot of the cons are like that, but it's not for me. I wouldn't do it again without sorcerers for sure. But Disneyland was really fun, so that was the bright side of the whole trip, and I guess we'll see if I do it again in 2017. Maybe. Guess we'll see. I probably will. I won't lie to myself. I can't stay away. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, or if it was educational, if you're deciding to do D23 2017. And so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm actually going to try to do a tutorial on the Once Upon a Time book. There. A lot of people asked me, because I took it to the con with me, tons of people were asking me, oh, where'd you get this from? How'd you do it? So I did make it. I'm going to do a tutorial on it. I'll kind of do the back side because I haven't painted the back yet. So then you can kind of see how I did it. It was so easy. So would you rather pay, you know, $300 for a book, or you could pay, like, I bought that book at the thrift store for I think $2 and then painted it. So there's that. All right, great. Well, have a good day, and I will talk to you again soon. Goodbye. Say bye. Hi, some things I forgot to suggest are a small folding chair, something that can collapse into like a backpack, a blanket for when you're in Hall E and you're freezing to death, and also food and water because the lineups for the concessions are so long, if you were to ever get to the front, you would be dead. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Goodbye!